Hello, everyone.
Hello, friends. This is
Three Friends Talk.
I'm Dr. Courtney,
I'm Dr. Leah.
This is Dr. Sylvia.
and we are
Three Friends Talk.
Hello, friends.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Hi.
it's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Another
What's it mean,
episode
girl?
of Three Friends Talk.
Three Friends Talk.
Hey,
Three Friends Talk. Three
hey.
Friends Talk.
You did DJ? No DJing tonight, DJ.
All
I
kinds.
got a little bop for you.
I
Where-
love a little bop.
Where is
little
that?
Just go
All
ahead. and tell
kinds
the
of
people
complications.
What time they should be tuning in, Sylvia?
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us live every other
right.
Wednesday night, 8 p.m.
Welcome, new
Central.
friends.
You
I'm
talking
trying
about
to, I'm trying to clue you in. Trying to give you a little clue.
8 p.m. Central.
There was a
9
request
p.m.
for this one.
EST. And yeah, we're live on Facebook. Make sure you like this page so you know when we're going live. And hey, we're new friends.
Hey, new friends,
Can
and
y'all
if
hear
you
my
haven't
song?
already subscribed, make sure. Yeah, new. There you go.
I want a demotion.
Yeah, so if you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you're doing that on your favorite podcast platform and leave us a raving 5-star review. Yes.
Can y'all hear my song?
Barely.
Turn it up, DJ.
Can
Turn
we
it
talk?
up. Turn it up, DJ.
Yeah, it was a request by Sylvia. Sylvia
Aw.
requested this.
Turn it up, DJ.
We can't hear it that well.
What? Really?
Hey,
No.
friends, say hello in the comments. Okay, they don't want to hear us sing.
Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it.
On my way.
You're ruining it, Dr. Lee. I'm going to put you on mute.
Okay.
Was
That
this
was the
like
special
late
request
80s,
tonight.
early 90s, or
Oh my God, that was like 1990.
No, we were
was
at
like-
least
No,
we
it
were
was
at
like
least like
5,
middle
94.
like yeah, we were at
I
least
was
middle
in the 8th
school.
grade.
Yeah,
It was 8th grade. So that had to have been 94.
correct.
or
Yes. This girl said, was it the 80s?
No,
Sylvia,
late
you
80s
need
or
to be
90s?
popped. You need to be
Anyway.
good. You need to be popped. All right. So we got a little bit of girl talk tonight. We'll go back and share why, that song was requested because Sylvia has, I'm going to refer back to Sylvia on that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, you've been busy this week, Dr. Courtney. It's the end of the school year, and you've been back and forth at the school for young Devin.
Yes, I have. And I just want to say that our prayers and our hearts and our, just our it's so sad what happened yesterday for, I can't even say it because my son is the same age as those children that were killed in Texas at the school. And
Right.
I just in Uvalde, Texas at the elementary school. So over the past, yesterday and today, just been holding on to him tight and celebrating end of school year because I couldn't imagine that same group of children that I was around, something like that happening. So I can't imagine what those parents are going through. It's been a week of celebration for my son because this is his birthday week. He's a Memorial Day baby. So end of school year, Memorial Day weekend, all of that is in celebration for my son. So we had award ceremony. He got all A's for third grade. We are on our way to fourth grade. Tuesday was his field day. Wednesday, today was the end of school year party luau, and all of the third grade class, not just his, got to sing happy birthday to him before they left for the end of the school year. And it was so cute. They had their little yearbooks and everyone was signing, and he
Aw.
actually got a little teary eyed because he was, he had a great year. He was going to miss his teacher and everything. We've literally been having a mini birthday party for him. I celebrate the whole month of September. So it's only right that my child celebrates not only one day for his birthday, but we have had countdown since last Sunday, a party every day. And Friday is the 27th is his actual birthday. And for Memorial Day weekend, I asked him, did he want a party or, what did he want to do for his birthday? And during the pandemic, we didn't do very much. And he was very aware of the election. They were learning about, the Statue of Liberty, all kind of things in second grade. And he said, Mom, I want to see the Statue of Liberty. I said, okay, looks like we're going to New York City. And then he said, but I also want to see where the president lives. I said, well, look like we're going to DC. So we are actually leaving Saturday morning, and I'm taking my child to New York for a few days, and then we'll go to the DMV area. I have an aunt that lives up there, and we'll go through DC, and I'll let him see everything. So we're going to be quite busy for Devin's birthday this year. So
Yes, that sounds great.
Mommy of the year. Yay! And then I'm going to drop him off at grandma's house in New Orleans.
So for mommy time.
Right.
Okay.
For grandma camp. Yeah.
So Courtney, that's all great, but I want to know more about field day. How did he do? Did he place?
So field day these days are not that competitive.
Oh, no.
Field day, it's all about, teamwork, and they do the tug of war. They do all of the field, activities. They have a little kickball or whatever. Yeah, they didn't do that.
They don't do the sack race and the relays?
They do the relays, but they don't give the first, second, and third place prizes. No.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone gets a trophy.
No.
Yes, everyone's a winner.
I'm gonna make sure whatever school my child goes to, they do that.
Okay, Sylvia. Well, he got all the awards at the award ceremony. My child was number one.
We know he's the academic star.
Like his mom. Yep.
That's awesome.
That's crucial to a child's development. Field day. It's just one day of competitiveness. It's not like it's every day. And then, do they have recess? Do they have tetherball?
What's a tetherball? I gotta Google it.
Yeah,
that's on the stick with the
you have to wrap
they
it
have
all
real
around
sports. They have real sports, Sylvia.
That get participation trophies.
Tetherball. Y'all did that in Dallas?
Tetherball is a sport.
I didn't do that in New Orleans.
It's a universal
I think we have
sport.
an expert. We'll ask the expert if it's a sport or I wouldn't call it a sport. It's an common athletic activity for children.
It's a recreational activity.
I would like to transition to Leah now.
Okay.
Leah, Jalen.
She's tired of you.
You have also had a busy week. Jalen is about to be a senior.
Yeah, that's kind of unbelievable. I can't believe that. It hasn't sunk in. Mm-mm.
Oh, but it will. Next year around this time, y'all, we're gonna all be at Jalen's graduation, and Leah gonna be a hot mess. Do
they give you extra tickets for friends? Will there be enough tickets for us?
I'm right on top of that, Rose. I'll find out.
Thank you.
She said, "I'm right on."
If not, we'll have a nice StreamYard streaming link.
We will be in Memphis because you will have the party of parties.
Yeah, it's gonna be a celebration. It's gonna be I promised him, and I promised him at his middle school promotion to high school that I wouldn't cry. I was like, I'm not gonna cry this year. I was like, but
next year,
senior year, I was like, man, it's gonna be total. Yeah, ain't no
Promises.
promises at all. So yeah, it's gonna be, it's like my achievement
Especially if he
too.
go away to school.
Remember we
Is
talked
going
about
away to
that. Remember we talked about that the other night. I was like, their achievement is your achievement, so it's gonna be like I'm graduating.
Girl,
So
I thought when they called him up for straight A's for third grade, I was about to walk up there with him and
see,
get my award.
That's strange.
Let me tell you something.
this
I
is
have to.
true.
I am with
Hey,
him
Trina.
every evening doing homework. When he learns his memorization, these lines
Spell
he has to
check?
memorize, I have to memorize
Nice.
it with him to know he's doing it right.
Is he
And
in theater?
he's at a Christian academy, so they have to
Oh,
learn
Christian.
certain Bible verses.
I
So
love
I
it.
tell you, I know all of Matthew 15, whatever.
Say it.
I'm just calling out stuff. I just know I
Right.
know a ton of Bible verses. I know that.
Sylvia's so petty.
She she is. I ain't studying her. I had all A's this year. Boom. Boom.
You had,
Congratulations.
you had
Boom.
all A's too, but no, and
Boom.
it doesn't stop. So like the other night, I told y'all that we did a video together. So one of his exams, he's doing final exams this week. So one of the final exams, they said that he could interview someone close to him. So he of course chose me, but
Of
he ain't got to
course.
go nowhere. He's gonna come downstairs and tell me at the last minute I need to interview you. But that was something that we got to do and we were able to bond and it was a cool experience. But even the night after that, like, I went and I said, hey, what's the next exam? Let's go over history. We went over history. And so of course that's me, being the mom and you don't know that? Oh, okay, you know what? This summer we're gonna pull it up and we're gonna watch a movie on that. But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm gonna make
unlike
it
me,
fun.
we're gonna just fly there and see it. You want to learn about
Right.
legislature, the
Well,
three
we can't, it
executive
was history,
branches?
Courtney. I
We
can't I
gone.
can't fly him there. It was
Three
history.
Oh,
executive branches? What?
the executive
No.
branch, the legislative, and the judicial. We going straight to DC, bitch.
Oh, that's not what you said to
That's
I
Devin.
didn't
not
say
of
that.
our
No,
government.
I didn't
Okay.
say that to him. But we
Yeah.
going straight to
Okay,
DC.
straight A's. Got that wide vocabulary. Um,
Man, she's on it tonight.
I can't say nothing, y'all.
you can.
I will zip my little potty
No,
mouth tonight.
you can say whatever. That was a little mean. I will say that. But I don't
Well,
know.
Sylvia,
Yes.
let's talk about how you're doing. How you
Yeah,
recovering, my dear?
right.
My recovery is going pretty well, I would say. I'm a lot stronger. I still
Okay.
can't lift
I'm gonna play that song.
my
Strong.
right my right foot,
No, don't do it.
but I can walk much better. And they say walking is the best thing for me right now. So honestly, right now the recovery is the least of my worries. Shout out to all the caregivers out there because every day is a new day. So if you know a caregiver, show them some love this week, okay? Dr. Sylvia's orders.
Yeah.
So yeah, better and stronger day by day. I have my 6 weeks appointment next week. So I think that, soon I will be released to do everything. So I can start my twerking classes, Courtney.
Oh no, I think we need you to be released by the doctor for that.
Yeah, after that. That's what
Oh.
I'm saying.
Well, I think we have a special guest that you could bring on and ask to see if you're ready.
Right. We're gonna get his expert opinion on that.
This,
Y'all like my segue?
you were the one that said if this surgery helps me twerk better, then it was a success. So I
Yes,
thought
but
you would
I
be
don't want you to start
celebrating.
practicing until we have the release.
Of course. I do not want to end up back on that table. That's what they said. You have to not work for 6 to 8 weeks because that's when most people re-injure themselves. And that's not going to be me. So
That's not
anyway,
gonna be me.
I'm excited about our guest tonight.
I am
Me
too.
too.
So can I get into this bio?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
why you
please.
want to play the song because you said that you were.
What?
Tell me
No.
what you said.
That's what y'all used to call him in college.
Ooh.
Anyway, our guest tonight is a board certified orthopedic surgeon and
Leah said he was Tevin.
A lie. I tell you who said it.
Who? Sylvia.
Not me. No, somebody else said it, but y'all. Anyway, let me read this bio.
Of course, he went to school with us, y'all.
These folks,
great.
I
Our guest
cannot with
tonight
y'all.
is a Xavier grad, a board certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist, and the host of an amazing podcast, Time Out with the Sports Doctor. It's a show where he discusses life, sports, and medicine and how they intersect. And he wants to inspire young professionals who who are successful but not yet fulfilled, and they're interested in changing the trajectory of their family's life and their future generations, their prosperity. And teach you everything you need to know about money and how to not get caught in the rat race.
Mm.
His podcast, he wants you to join him every week to gain practical tips on how to strengthen your mindset, grow your assets, and achieve the level of success that you desire. He wants to share what he's learned and been able to accomplish because if he can do it, you can too. So we're
Okay.
so excited. Hold on, I got a lot of moving pieces right now to welcome our friend Dr. Derrick to the Three Friends Talk stage.
Yay!
All right. Hey, glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Hey, friend.
All right. So,
We got a lot of
true-
questions for you and a lot of disputes we need to settle.
In true Three Friends Talk form, we would like to start off not with the questions, but with the little game. So, are you up for playing this or that?
Sure, let's go.
All right.
This
So,
or that.
I'm going to give you some options and you're going to just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. And that way our listeners can connect with you better, get to know you a little bit better. And Dr. Leah is our timekeeper. Are you going to be able to keep time tonight, Leah?
I can. Dr. Sylvia, this or that.
So Sylvia is going to
Oh, hold on. We got to do that
you
first.
got to change it up, Sylvia. Change it up.
Welcome. This is
Okay,
hard.
good enough. Let's go with that. This or that. Good. All right.
Remember that next time you start hollering at me, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. Remember that, okay?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm
we
ready.
Ready.
Now, all right. And when I say go, hit the button and go. iPhone or Droid?
iPhone.
Suits or sweats?
Man, pre-COVID suits, post-COVID sweats.
You done made that. You get one option,
Oh,
sir.
wow.
Pause. Cut.
All right, let's stick with suits then.
Okay.
I done had to pause the time on y'all.
Put 25 seconds on
Don't
the clock.
chastise our guest, Dr.
All right.
I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about.
All right, back to it. And go. Introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
Okay. Late nights or early mornings?
I do both, but let's do late nights.
See, this is what. Cut it.
No, just go.
Right. Just go, girl.
I love it. Okay. And go. Football or basketball?
Football.
College or pro?
College.
Okay, what about them teams in the back? Taking notes. Ravens or Ole Miss? Which one?
Ravens.
Okay. Rich friend or loyal friend?
Loyal friend.
Love or money?
Love.
Coffee, wine, or Hennessy? I'm not looking at Leah.
Let's go with wine.
Wine? Oh, Leah, he's a wine drinker.
Okay.
Wait, I'm the Hennessy person.
Girl, if you
Are
don't
we
finish
finished?
this doggone
Are we
thing,
finished?
Yes, well, I did it. We did it. I heard the buzzer. We did it. Even with the 2 breaks we had.
no, you
it was-
didn't.
You did
No.
what?
We did. You did
Got
great.
through the question.
Derrick.
Not in the correct amount of
See,
time.
this is why I take notes. He said he had Ravens and Ole Miss in the background. So I was, I wanted to know, because you're in sports medicine, which one is the one that you work on more often? Is it more of pro athletes? Do you work on college athletes? Is it both?
So I work on a good mixture. I work on a lot of college athletes, but also a lot of high school athletes as well. Not as many professional athletes, but I do have some professional patients.
Gotcha. See, I'll try to customize the this or that to Dr. Derrick. I learned a
appreciate
little
it.
bit
Her
extra
flowers,
today.
Dr. Derrick. Please give her flowers.
Well, I do want to give her flowers because the way both Dr. Courtney and Dr. Leah, both, great mothers. Like you said, your son asked about vacation to do certain things and you're going to New York and DC. That's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
I have to agree with Dr. Courtney. Field day is not what it used to be. Field day for me, that was the day when I knew I could show up and go home and earn something. Now I think they just play games and,
It's
not
just
tetherball.
for fun, man. I tell you.
So
Everybody
you never
knows
did
I'm
you
a
ever
winner.
play tetherball?
No, I looked it up on my phone as I was in the back, sitting in the green room.
See, Sylvia
Y'all
is whack.
missing
Nobody
out. Y'all
did
missing out.
tetherball.
Yeah.
That was like the focus of recess.
It looked like
They did
volleyball
that in
on
Oak
a
Cliff.
pole.
They did that in Oak Cliff, Sylvia.
I didn't grow up in Oak Cliff, but yes,
That's all I
it's
remember
all
from
over.
Dallas.
It's all over.
Y'all are funny. So, Dr. Derrick, you being a Xavier grad, you started out I'm assuming you did pre-med. Tell us about your journey from Xavier to medical school and how you decided that you want to be an orthopedic surgeon.
Sure. So yeah, like you mentioned, I was pre-med in undergrad, biology pre-med with a chemistry minor, because that was the only thing I really knew. I thought, hey, I want to go to med school. I need to be a pre-med student. Now, when I got to med school, I learned that you don't have to be a pre-med student. However, that's what I was. So 4 years of Xavier, that was, a great time for me. I went from a small town in North Alabama, Muscle Shoals, Alabama, to New Orleans. So it was a real time for me to grow up, being 7 hours away from home. I did have one of my best friends, Dr. McAllis Hogan, who was from Muscle Shoals as well, but really just showed up on campus and had to make new friends and build relationships. And I talked to Dr. Sylvia on my podcast about the relationships that were built at Xavier from studying. It's not necessarily from hanging out, but it was from doing those extra study nights in the science building, going to the library, grinding together. Plus, I lived on campus in St. Mike's dorm. St. Mike's got to represent for 1 year, and it was great. And then joined Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated there as well. So that was a great 4 years of my life. After undergrad, I went to Howard University for both medical school as well as for my orthopedic training. So I spent 10 years of my life in DC. That's where I met my wife. And so the reason why I wanted to go into orthopedics, I actually had an injury in high school, and I was able to meet an orthopedic surgeon who opened up his office to me to come back and hang out. So I had an early shadowing experience, and I feel that role models are very important, especially for people who might not have whatever they aspire to be in their family. I'm first generation physician. So having a role model was very important for me.
Awesome. And we see that a lot, especially from the Xavier alumni that we've had on the show. Most of them pick a profession either based on a mentor that they had when they were younger, or like you said, an experience that you had that made you kind of like, well, this is interesting. Let me see how I could actually bring this into, I guess, my life and kind of make it a whole circle thing. So it's, very interesting that you took one kind of, I guess, could have been a negative thing in your life and made it such a positive thing and made a career out of it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, well, I don't know if I said it on the show, but I've never broken a bone in my life. And I've had some issues, and we can talk about them, partly the reason why they were asking how I was doing earlier. But let's start with, what is an orthopedic surgeon? So we can start from there.
Sure. So orthopedic surgeon is a subspecialty of surgery. So orthopedics, we deal with the musculoskeletal system. We deal with fractures of the skeleton. We deal with injuries to bones, joints, tendons, ligaments. It can be from as simple as an ankle sprain to a broken bone, a broken femur, a broken, humerus, or it could be joint replacement surgery. So we replace the shoulder, we replace the hip. As you mentioned, we do subspecialty in spine as well. So we cover the whole musculoskeletal system. Now, I specialize in sports medicine. What that means is that I deal with a lot of injuries that athletes have, from sprains to, one of the major things we do is ligament reconstruction surgery. I do joint replacements, but I'm in the joint preservation field as well, meaning that if you have an injury to the cartilage, but it's not severe enough that you need a joint replacement, we try to restore that cartilage. So I do a lot of arthroscopic and minimally invasive procedures in the knee and the shoulder, as well as, we do hip arthroscopy as well. So the field covers basically the whole musculoskeletal system. However, currently Now, if you were back in orthopedics in the 1960s and 70s, you would go see a general orthopedic surgeon who would, anything that you have going on with you, they would treat that. But now the field of orthopedics is very subspecialized. And most people, after they finish their training, they do a 1-year fellowship where they will focus on joint replacements, spine surgery, hand surgery, shoulder surgery, sports medicine, foot and ankle surgery. So it's a very subspecialized practice.
Wow. So that brings me to my question then. When should someone come to see you? You know, what's the difference between going, go ahead.
Yeah. So many people come to see me. So say you have an acute injury, right? So you're playing basketball or volleyball or soccer or whatever with your kids this weekend, and you might roll your ankle and you have to sit out for the rest of that day's activities. And then the next day you see that it's swollen, or, if you're to the point where you can't walk, you need to come in immediately or even go to the emergency room.
I'm a dancer. I've rolled my ankle.
Right. So you roll your ankle as a dancer. Let's talk about that. So first,
why y'all laughing? Go ahead.
Everybody can do some common treatments at home. You can ice the injury. You can take maybe ibuprofen or Tylenol for a couple of days. But if the swelling persists, or if you're unable to put weight, significant amount of weight on that extremity, you need to come see an orthopedic surgeon. Many times it's not an acute injury. It might just be an ache or pain. And that's what we deal with probably more than anything. Your shoulder might be hurting, your knee might be hurting, and you can ignore it for sometimes months and years up on end before you actually go get help from a doctor. And that's what we do not recommend, because the earlier we can see you and start treatment for an ailment, number one, probably the less likely you're going to be to need something extreme, surgery or a major intervention. If we catch it early, we're usually able to do some conservative treatment, ice, ibuprofen, physical therapy, things of that nature.
Thank you. I rolled my ankle years ago, and I think one of my ankles is bigger a couple of years ago, and I think that one is bigger than the other. I think it's a little scar tissue around it.
That's quite possible.
Okay, I'm coming to see you, Dr. Derrick.
All right, come on up.
Okay. Yeah. So my next question you've already kind of answered. I was going to ask you about, like you said, that most of the orthopedic specialists, they specialize in a certain body area, or like you said, sports medicine. So let me ask you this. If you had, we talked about, you knew,
I think Leah's frozen.
I thought at first, I'm not gonna say it, I thought she did like that.
Okay, well, we'll wait for her to come back. So I know that I've hinted around that I had surgery, but the procedure that I had is called a lumbar discectomy. I feel like microscopic lumbar discectomy. So since we have Dr. Derrick here, why don't you break that procedure down, and what I maybe could have done sooner to avoid this?
All right. So my disclaimer, I'm not a spine surgeon. However, we do have, in general orthopedics, I see people with back pain. I see people that might have a herniated disc. So I don't know what's your condition, but generally from what you're talking about, a microdiscectomy, meaning that the disc, which is kind of like the jelly that sits in between the bones in your back, had probably ruptured or broken and causing you pain.
It did. I saw the x-ray.
Yeah. What kind of symptoms were you having?
Pain.
Hey, that's real.
She can't lift her foot.
Okay. So pain.
I was walking with a cane.
She came to Atlanta and got out that airport with a cane.
I didn't have a lot of pain. That's the thing. I didn't have a lot of pain. I had 2 days maybe worth of pain, and then I was just weak. Like I was traveling weekly. It was hard for me to walk through airports. So I was getting wheelchair assistance, and then they were looking at me crazy. But
so
she tried to dunk a basketball. Oh
my God.
So the weakness was going on for how long?
Yeah.
The weakness is going on, I'd say about 2 months, a month and a half. Yeah.
Wow. So you had weakness in your leg or weakness in your foot or both?
Both.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about signs that we need to look out for.
Thank you.
All right. So
we would hear her talk about this.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so we have people that have back pain. So back pain, that's one thing. But when you start having back pain as well as pain shooting down your legs, as well as
Mm,
pain shooting down your legs and weakness, anytime that you're walking and you're dragging your foot because you can't lift it up off the ground, that's a major issue. So when
mm.
you're having back pain combined with weakness, find a doctor. All right. So let's talk about once you're walking through the cane, you're suffering, then you have pain, and then you went to see whom? Your primary care doctor or
So,
urgent care or what?
okay, like my back would lock up on me like maybe twice a year. So the last time that happened, I was like, this ain't right. I don't feel like I'm back to baseline. So I made an appointment January 21 for a
Okay.
spine doctor. He did an x-ray and he said, you have a little, I don't know, a little, it looked a little closer between L4 and L5. But, physical therapy, strengthen your core,
Right.
ibuprofen. He gave me a dose pack and he said that should get it, but come back if it gets worse. Well, it
Mm.
didn't really get worse, but it didn't really get
Better.
100% better per se. And then in June, I did try to dunk a basketball and
Go on,
I,
tell the truth. Yep.
I
Right.
think
So
maybe
is this like at a trampoline park or
it was at
No,
the physical
That's
therapy
the-
slash
no.
gym.
Right.
okay?
Like
So
a real
Uh,
basketball.
you're
so it took
unsupervised, I guess.
And tell them about the
excuse
tell them
me.
about the thing.
Anyway, so
I
that
don't
was
want to
in
say the
June.
name.
I tweaked it and, it resolved. So I was like, okay. But I just never felt really great. Like I was putting on weight because I couldn't really exercise like I wanted to. And then I
Something about
got
the bike.
I got a Peloton and I still wasn't feeling great. I had pain in the front of my hip, really. Not pain, but I thought I had a DVT or something. It was just deep.
Too
Okay.
much.
And then the front of my hip and then like in my butt. And I was like, I need to just ride this bike. I need to get active. And I kind of pushed through the pain. And I think that caused it to rupture more because I went to my regular doctor and she was like, look, you need to go see a sports medicine doctor. So I went to a PNMR sports medicine doctor. I might be saying that wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
She,
Physical medicine rehabilitation. Yeah.
she ordered an MRI and then she told me not to go to Kenya. But I was like, I just went to Atlanta. I just used my cane. I was fine. So then I popped up on my physical therapist and said, look, teach me some stretches so that I can walk and not fall off a mountain in Kenya. And he said, oh God. And he's a cusser. So I knew it was very serious. And he was able to get my MRI and it showed a large herniation. And I got an appointment the same day, a place that I had to wait 6 weeks to get an appointment for. So I was like, oh, this is pretty major if they're bringing me in the same day.
Mhm.
And yeah, I couldn't walk on my feet, on my heels. And they wanted me on the table in 10 days.
Yeah.
And so back to my other doctor, she said that probably from leaning forward on the Peloton, that may have injured it more. But I mean, nobody really knows. And
Yeah.
I only had 2 days of pain.
But the weakness is the alarm. That's when alarms
Yeah,
started going off when
right,
somebody saw that you couldn't lift your foot up off the ground
right.
and
Right.
you have a
Something
herniated
is
disc.
wrong.
So,
Yes.
right. And that's why the surgeon was like, okay, what are you doing tomorrow? No, you're not. You're going to surgery.
Right. Thank
Pretty
you.
much. Yeah.
And
That's
she
what
had
they
a little
say.
meltdown for like a day, and then we was on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing better and that the surgery went well and that you're recovering. So that's great.
But I guess in hindsight, I guess I could have gone back to that doctor if he said it got worse. But I don't honestly, outside of what started happening in February, I don't know what else what signs did I miss, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounded like you had back pain and you were kind of getting used to living with back pain. But when you start
Mhm.
having weakness, that's the main thing. And I don't know how long you had weakness. Sounds like you might have had weakness when you were walking through the airport on a cane. I mean, were you just having pain at that point or you were having the weakness at that
I
point?
I didn't okay, so I've been traveling to weekly since February and I just knew it was really tiring for
I
me to
see.
walk through the
Sure,
airport.
sure.
And then March 18th, my brother drove me down to Austin and on the way back I was in horrible pain. And then after that is when I started with the cane. So I
I
don't know.
say, I say give yourself grace. Number one, you were seeking treatment. You weren't just ignoring it. You weren't just sitting at home. I mean, you don't know until you know. Now that you've had surgery and that you had to kind of be rushed into it, you know that, hey, something was going wrong, but you were just a patient. And many times patients don't know when to seek treatment. And that's one of the main problems really in medicine and orthopedics in general is when to seek treatment. When do I need to go see, just stop by the local urgent care? When do I need to go see my primary care doctor versus when do I need to go see a specialist?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So if y'all are having pain and if y'all are 35 and up, just go
Don't
see.
ignore it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
don't
ignore it
ignore
and
it.
continue to advocate for yourself because, he said come back if it doesn't get better or if it gets worse. It didn't necessarily until a year later, but I probably should have got an MRI sooner and maybe I could have done some less invasive stuff. But I just attribute it to turning 40. Like everybody says everything breaks at 40. So I was like, oh my
Nope,
gosh.
not gonna claim that.
Yeah, I want to add on to what Dr. Sylvia said too. You have to be an advocate for yourself, but also for your family. So if you have a family member that you know something drastically has changed and it happened acutely, and you call the doctor's office and they say, we can't see them for 6 weeks, please don't just sit at home for 6 weeks.
Right.
Call another doctor, call back every day. There's always cancellations or openings in the appointment. And if you
Mhm.
call and bug the office enough, you'll be seen.
Oh, that's great
Good
advice.
point.
That
That's a
is
good
great
point.
Yeah.
because that's what I had to do. I had to go to a different doctor. Okay, Dr. Leah, you back? What was your question?
I'm back. Oh, so I was saying, if you were to mentor someone now and they were asking what field of orthopedic surgery should I go into or what specialty should I go into, would you say, yes, do sports medicine? Would you say try something else? Like, would you stick with sports medicine
Oh,
or would
yeah.
you?
Sure. So I love what I do, but I
Okay.
wouldn't push someone else into it. I would try to engage them and see, what do you like? What do you not like? What do you want your lifestyle to be like? Do you want to, for sports medicine, I cover sporting events. So I'm at football games, late nights, traveling to games, traveling back from games. Do you want that as part of your life? Or do you want something where you're going to be, just regular clinic hours and not having a lot of calls? So I would really try to engage them and see, what do you want your life to be? What do you enjoy doing? And I think you have to enjoy it, number one. If not, it's not worth it. It doesn't matter if it's orthopedics, pediatrics, OBGYN. If you're doing it for the money only or because somebody else wants you to do it, you're going to burn out. And
Mhm.
I think it's really important to just kind of match your career with your likes and also with your dislikes. And that's how I kind of just, try to see what they like to do more so than just tell them do what I'm doing.
Gotcha. Sounds good. So, I don't know if you girls knew this, but if I did not like the field of pharmacy when I was in pharmacy school, if it just did not sit well with me, I wanted to do sports medicine. That was going to be my thing.
Oh, that's
So,
good to
That's
know.
good.
yeah,
I did that.
I want to be a physical therapist though. So I wanted to do physical therapy. I was going to go to physical therapy school, and then I was like going to specialize in sports medicine. And I knew it was like physical therapy school was like really, really hard to get into. So I was like, well, if I don't like pharmacy, I guess I'll just try that. But yeah, that's my
Yes.
little.
So, yeah, I like what you said about sports medicine. It's a huge umbrella. So,
Mhm.
from being a trainer to being an athletic trainer to being a physical therapist to being a primary care doctor, you can be a pediatrician, you can be a family medicine doctor, and then go do specialized training in sports medicine. Or you
Oh,
can do my role and be an orthopedic surgeon and then get subspecialized in sports medicine. So, it's a huge umbrella of specialties that I work with under sports medicine.
Awesome.
are there sports medicine neurologists?
Well, we not necessarily sports medicine neurologists. However, the sports medicine team has neurologists on it. So yeah, especially now with head injuries and concussions, and the focus on that, especially in professional athletes, as professional sports and professional football specifically, they have a neurologist on the sideline to
Hmm.
evaluate anybody that might have a head injury during the game.
And other question, I know we talk to a lot of physicians. Do you get exposure? Say you didn't have a mentor in orthopedics. Do you get exposure to all these different fields in medical school? I know like we got to pick rotations, but we didn't necessarily, like I didn't get to do nuclear pharmacy. I didn't get that rotation. So how does it
Right.
work in med school?
Yeah, you get very little exposure to orthopedics in general in medical school. So during
Okay.
your fourth year, you can do sub internships specifically for orthopedics. However, during like your third year, most times you will do general surgery, you will do OBGYN, but you do not do especially a specific specialty in orthopedics. That's something that you have to really seek out on your own. But you can do, 2, 3 rotations as a fourth year student. But at that point, it might be a little bit too late, especially if you
Hmm.
want to go into orthopedics, because it is very, very, very competitive to match into.
Yeah, you're like one of a few, right?
Yeah. So as far as African Americans in orthopedics, we make up less than 2% of total
Wow.
orthopedic surgeons. And
Wow.
then each year, orthopedics is probably in the top 5 as far as tough specialties to match into.
Mm.
It's the real
Wow.
deal, y'all. The real
Unicorn.
Mhm.
One of
deal.
the
Here,
unicorns is here.
here by the
Right.
grace of God.
By the grace
You're
of God,
right. You're
but
right.
there go I. And so that's good that you have your own podcast that kind of gives more insight into your life, what you're doing, and you've had some pretty amazing guests. So tell us about your podcast, Time Out with the Sports Doc.
Yeah, so Time Out with the Sports Doctor is like I say where life, sports, and medicine intersect because it's not a medicine podcast. I'm talking about issues that I face in my life. I'm talking about family issues. We're talking about financial literacy and different things of that nature. My guests range from other physicians to athletes to entrepreneurs to just business people. And really, I'm trying to give the message to show people that it's possible. I would say it's really more of a self improvement podcast
Love it.
because I want to teach people 10 years, behind me lessons that I know today, so they don't have to go through the same pitfalls that I've gone through to get to the point where I am. So, you know, number one, I'm a solo podcaster. I really love the energy that you get from other people, but as of right now, I'm solo. So I release an episode each week, and I've been doing it now for 11 months. So that's one of the places where Dr. Sylvia and
Congratulations.
thank you. We connected with Dr. Nee Darko in the podcasting course that I was taking. So, it's been great. It's been a great journey for sure.
Well, we are thrilled for all your success, y'all. Dr. Derrick is killing it in the podcasting game, and we're so happy to have you on the show and to have been on your show. And your guests are so different. That's one thing that I do like about your show, and it's very personal. He told a story about his son, um, in the bathroom, and I was like, oh, he went there. He just told all the business. So I think you get a
What?
lot and
We
you feel
want to
like you're
know.
part of the family. Now you're gonna have to listen to his show to get the story.
Okay.
Okay.
But
That was the Father's Day episode. That was my first episode last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
got
okay.
it. I'll go
Okay.
back and get that one. Yeah.
Right.
So
So-
tell us, with everything that you've done so far, so accomplished. Now you have your podcast, almost a year coming up on that mark. What's next for Dr. Derrick?
So I want to follow in you guys' footsteps. I want to get into doing a live show. I want to do some in-person shows. It's been amazing
You are there.
watching the
Yes.
progress from, you guys started off with the audio only podcast, then you did, the live event, and then you've hosted several in-person events. So that's really inspiring to see. So I want to continue on that same trajectory.
let us know. We can produce
Absolutely.
your show. We will have you ready. You can sit back and relax.
We will
and
be
will
there.
Run it,
I just stay in the green room, right?
Exactly.
We'll just bring you out on stage. That's all we
Yeah.
need to do.
All right.
That's amazing. So we want to see that come to fruition for you. So yeah, let us know when and where, and we are there.
We're there to support, definitely.
Absolutely. So
Oh, and one thing that I've also seen that you guys use your show to get press passes. So that's one thing that, I'm definitely interested in learning more
absolutely,
about.
we are the media. We
Yeah.
need to report.
We
Yeah,
got the
I like
questions.
it.
Okay.
Yes.
I like it.
That's so. Have you done any events like at an actual game? Like, have you? I guess you haven't actually done like a podcast on the job while you're working.
Right.
But
I have not. But, I have some
could you
opportunities
tie
coming
that
up.
in?
I sure can. I'm gonna figure out how to.
That's cool.
It would.
Yeah.
He would be live on the show. And like, wait, there was a tackle. I gotta go.
Right.
They
I'll
go,
be right
"Put
back."
me on the field. I gotta go check this out. Wait a minute.
Right. Hey, but I mean, what about pregame? What about postgame? You know, that's always
Exactly.
there. So really just got to think outside the box. So
I mean,
Awesome.
we're going all the way to the ESPYs. We need to go there.
hey, I like it.
Okay.
I'll be
Better
your
claim it.
assistant. We'll all go. 3 friends talk. We're gonna be there holding
Right.
something.
Be like, Dr. Derrick, why do you have 3 assistants?
You're right.
And Dr.
Don't worry
Courtney,
about that.
Don't worry about it.
So
All pressed.
you have a definitely, I'm sure, a busy life. As you said, your schedule, you're traveling, you're a husband, a father, practicing. What do you do for yourself? What is your self-care? What is your outlet?
Yeah, so I love to exercise, but I have not been doing it as consistently as I need to. I've run some, I work out, I lift weights. That's really it, because outside of that, I do my meditations, do my affirmations, and do my things to stay healthy. But time is very valuable, and I'm learning to try to protect my time even more, because having 3 little children, and also having a wife who's an entrepreneur as well. My wife is a pediatric dentist. We're both in this grind together,
Right.
So I can't just say, hey, I want to have the whole day to myself on Saturday and Sunday. It's not going to work out.
Oh, then you asking for a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So we got to balance it. So
Right. It's all about balance. Those little brief moments that give you that little burst.
yeah. And podcasting has been an outlet for me. I really enjoy being able to connect with somebody else and sit down and discuss things that are meaningful. Because, prior to the pandemic, I kind of made an island on myself, and any conversation was really by text message. So as the world started to slow down, I started to reconnect with, hey, my crew from Xavier, from McAllis, Neil, Alfred, Pee Wee. We started to sit down and talk more. And I started to connect more with people in my orthopedic realm. And then the podcast kicked off. So each week I'm sitting down, at least interviewing another guest and just talking to people. So I feel like that's been an outlet for me, and it's therapeutic for me.
Absolutely. And I think when you said that, podcast is being an outlet, even with our podcast, Sylvia, I never considered our podcast like one of my outlets, but I just resonated with that. Like, that is so true. Every week we just get to use this as a release to, I get to vent to you guys. We get to laugh and kiki, and, even if it's been a rough week. So,
yeah, y'all should have been in the green room with us.
No, this is special. It's definitely special what you have going on here.
It really is.
Just the energy between you all.
I just want to interject. If pharmacy school didn't work out for me, that I was going to be a pediatric dentist as well. Actually, that's what I went to Xavier for.
Hold on.
Don't try to call.
He told me that on my show.
Yeah, okay.
Between her and Sylvia, let me see what I would have been. Hold on.
Nasty got think
it's just pharmacist. No.
I still have my.
You had a Barbie.
I still have it.
I remember the Barbie.
Get it, but yeah.
And everybody that you mentioned, you just brought it back. You said Pee Wee, Neil, McAllis.
Right.
That's just awesome.
My ace is Dr. Eric Peters. So.
Oh, come on. That's our bro. Yes. Our pharmacy brother. Yes.
We're so excited for his success.
Oh, yeah. He's killing it.
That is our class.
Lining up pharmacy. Yeah.
So, okay, we had questions. Number 1 was Tevin. Did people call you Tevin?
Yeah, that's way back. I never really.
That's why
he didn't embrace it.
You knew about that?
I did know about
Look
that.
at Leah. We didn't say it. Yes, we did.
It wasn't me.
Next question.
We didn't know each other well, so that's what people called him. I didn't know. Anyway, I already told him.
I didn't even know your real name. She was just like, who, Tevin?
No. Yes.
Like, you asked me, was I introvert or extrovert? I think most people at Xavier didn't even know I could talk. So, yeah.
Oh, good night.
And then what was tetherball? You didn't know about that.
Did not know about
field day.
Yeah.
That's all the questions that we
need to get back to the old school field days: 50-yard dash, mile run, jump rope. All that stuff.
I mean,
sack race.
Sack race, tug of
Yeah.
war. Yeah.
I was definitely he was definitely flushed. Had to get him some water. They did work a lot.
Flush.
My little man was good and red, a little beat.
That's
So
hilarious.
he was sweaty, dirty, everything. I was like, what did y'all do? But it was the tug of war. I think I popped
Yeah.
in on the last of it when all of them went down to the grass. It was terrible. I was like, oh Lord.
Terrible. Okay.
Yes. I didn't want to be outside. It's too much. Mm-mm.
Well, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for joining our show. And like we said, we really mean it. We do travel as long as there's good food and
Music.
people come and support you.
Yeah,
So
I
we
appreciate
can't wait
Libations.
for your live podcast or
We'll
whatever
bring our
else,
own.
So
whatever
we could
else.
have, what did you say, wine and tequila and what was the other? Hennessy?
It was
We can have
Hennessy,
all
no
of it.
tequila.
Yes,
We'll have all the
Wine.
wine and the
I'm a
Hennessy.
Tito's girl, but yeah. Yeah, we can't wait to see what's next. You're killing it. You are making an impact, and I know it can be a lonely journey as a podcaster. A lot of work behind the scenes. So we salute you for doing it and making a difference and sharing your journey and getting out of your introvert zone. So we can't wait to see what's next. And thank you for spending some time with Three Friends Talk.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And how can
Thank
people connect
you.
with you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook at Dr. Derrick, the sports doctor. Also, I have a website, Dr. Derrick, TheSportsDr.com. And on my website, you can see all my episodes. You also can send me a voice message. You can send me an email. And if you're interested in joining the show, you can actually fill out a register as guest form, and I'll contact you and we can discuss it more.
Awesome.
Perfect. Well,
We're
this has
excited.
been amazing. Dr. Sylvia, you're gonna put that in the chat. Do you need that again?
Mm.
We're gonna
She
get her
doing-
on it.
She's doing a
gonna-
lot. Don't stress
We
Okay.
her.
already talked about self-care.
Yeah,
We already
I
talked
wasn't gonna
about
say nothing. I
what's
wasn't gonna
next.
say anything.
I was like, I need the people to know how to get with Dr. Derrick. So you're gonna put that in the chat.
Yeah, we're gonna put that in there for later.
Yeah,
Keep
after
on
the
rolling.
show. Got it.
Well, thank you so much. And we hope that we do see you at homecoming this year. We're going to have to send out those reminders. Everybody, don't forget to check us out on Thursday nights on Freely TV. So make sure to download that 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on channel 100. And we will see you all next week. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Buy us a coffee. Sure. Why not?
Yes. Buymeacoffee.com // Three
Yes.
Friends Talk. And
I'm over this.
Yep. Do that too.
And check us out on our website, www.3friendstalk.com. Until next time. Oh, you guys, this is we're wrapping up season 3. So when we see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
In June, it will be the Three Friends Talk family, the 3 of us, and we will give a recap of season 3. We are so excited. Dr. Derrick, you are actually our last super friend of the season. So we are so honored that you were able to kind of wrap this up with us. And we will see you all with all of our celebrations for
and libation.
And libations for the culmination of Three Friends Talk. You better season 3.
There's that vocabulary.
All right, and good night from Shady Boots and Dr. Courtney and Dr. Leah and Dr. Derrick. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.